Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got something fun. So, in 2 weeks from now, at Pittsburgh Pro, we're gonna have a clash of a couple of really good bodybuilders, and most likely your top two is going to be these two guys right here, Nick Walker and Derek Lunsford. Who's going to win? Well, on paper, Derek is the favorite. After winning the Mr. Olympia, after winning the Arnold Classic recently, and after placing second when Nick Walker placed third at a Mr. Olympia. So far on paper, Derek is better, but that year when Nick was second and Derek was third, it was close, guys. I thought it was a toss of a coin. If Nick was second and Derek was third, I don't think anybody would complain. They went with a more aesthetic guy. They didn't go for a mass monster. That's the way it went that year. And then the next year, when Derek actually won the Mr. Olympia, Nick got injured 2 weeks before that, and it seemed like that was Nick's best ever, and a lot of people thought that if he actually went on that stage, he would have won that title. I think he would have definitely pushed Derek Lunsford that year, and as far as Derek's recent Arnold Classic win, Nick won the Arnold Classic as well, so in my eyes, these two guys are actually very close, and in my opinion, it's all about who brings what. If Derek is slightly off and Nick is on, Nick wins. If Nick is off and Derek is on, Derek wins. If they're both 100%, well, we haven't really seen that on stage so far, and that's why we are doing this video right now. We're gonna try to figure out what would happen if these two guys brought it. Now, we won't know what that looks like until it actually happens, but what we can take a look at is this guy's muscularity and shape, stuff like that. As far as conditioning and the peak, we gotta imagine that these two guys are both 100% on, which might very well be the case. So I think it would be unfair if we used Nick's most recent edition from the New York Pro. He was admittedly probably at his worst. Just like it wouldn't be fair if we used Derek Lunsford from last year's Mr. Olympia. That was Derek when he was not at his best. In my opinion, Nick's best was probably Arnold Classic 2021, but that was too long ago. And also, he was bigger at the Mr. Olympia 2022, so let's take that one, some other shots from other shows as well. And as far as Derek, we'll stick with the Arnold Classic because that was his best overall of all time. Now let's go with the front double bicep, and guys, Derek has that really good V-taper, really good pop in the lats and, small waist, and, he improved his legs as well. But then if you look at, the details in the arms, the biceps, the triceps, and overall details and conditioning, throughout the midsection as well, even though Nick Walker is not the most aesthetic guy, in the front double bicep, if Nick brings it, and if he does this variation of the front double bicep with the abs crunched, I can see him beating Derek Lunsford in this one. It's not gonna be easy, but I can definitely see Nick dominating this pose. The next pose we got is the side chest pose, and I gotta say Derek improved it significantly, especially this year's Arnold Classic. He was full, he was blasting full, so he looked very much round, but he also had crazy details, especially in that side leg. His quads were separated, the glute hamstring tie-in was really looking good, and as far as Nick, he also has decent details from the side. He doesn't have as much as Derek, but if he gets more condition, he might show that as well. However, what Nick has is just the overall size, the mass. The arms, the shoulders, the chest, everything is just bigger. His chest to back thickness and shoulder to shoulder width from the side as well. So Nick definitely holds more muscle. He might have more trouble controlling the midsection in this pose, but I have a feeling that Nick will be able to control his midsection perfectly this year. So as long as Nick is really shredded with his size, I think he beats Derek in the side chest. Nick's size really shines in those side poses. He has a lot of thickness that you can see from the side. Alright, now we get to Derek's best pose, and no bodybuilder of today beats Derek in this one, and even in history, it's very close between him and Ronnie and Dorian, one of the best back double biceps of all time, so yeah, Nick can't beat him in this one. Derek is definitely winning this one, but I gotta say, it's close. I don't know if anybody else like from the top of bodybuilding, can push Derek in the back double bicep as much as Nick can. I don't see Samson doing that. I don't see Harry doing it. No, not Martin, not Vito or whoever. I think Nick is definitely the closest one to Derek. I mean, no, he doesn't have as massive of the lats and the traps and everything on the back really as Derek does, but in the lower body, if you look at the hamstrings and the adductors, and the glutes and that area, lower body from behind, Nick is better. Nick definitely wins that. But as far as the back, I mean, yeah, Derek is bigger, but it's not like Nick is far behind. His back is also massive, plus he has those crazy freaking arms and shoulders as well. So, no, Nick is not winning this pose, but I gotta say it's definitely closer than it is compared to most of the top guys today. Now, as far as the other back pose, back lat spread, you will notice that I used Nick's back lat spread from the New York Pro last year, because back in 2022, he wasn't able to hit this pose properly. It was like his worst pose, and no, it's not like he improved his back significantly, he just learned how to open up. He learned how to hit this pose, and once he actually learned that, with his size and his width, it actually started to look incredible, especially in combination with that lower body. So yes, Derek is bigger in the back, his lats are definitely thicker, and like his traps are definitely more massive, but I don't know if Derek wins this one. I mean, his glutes are more shredded than Nick's, but this is not Nick at his best condition. He can definitely get more condition in the glutes. So I think as far as conditioning, these guys can be and probably will be very close. But as far as like this pose, back lat spread, I mean, let's give it to Derek, but honestly, I'm not sure. Because of those crazy freaking hamstrings and adductors, that lower body, it's just crazy. And also, like, Nick is very wide and he opens up very nicely in the back lats, but it's very close, in my opinion. It's very close. Front lat spread is a tricky one because I didn't want to use old photos of Nick from stage in this pose because he only recently learned how to open up in this one as well, so it's gonna be much different on stage. And I also couldn't find a better photo of Derek except for this one with Arnold's head in it. And now as far as this pose, front lat, man, I also think it's very, very close. Especially with the way Nick is doing it right now, he's showing really good shoulder width and his waist actually looks small in this one. And also with the details that Nick has and Derek kinda doesn't, it's gonna be close, guys, it's gonna be close. And the thing is, I feel like Nick is actually going to bring his 110%, and I'm not sure about Derek. He already brought it to the Arnold Classic and he needs to bring it again for the Mr. Olympia. Will he be able to bring it 3 times in a year? I don't know, it's not very likely. Abs and thighs, I would say both of these guys have like pretty bad abs and thighs because, you know, in Nick's case he has a wide midsection, but like in the Arnold Classic 2021, he was actually looking very good because he was in such a good condition and his abs are like super thick, super blocky, so it actually looked kind of impressive. And Derek also found a way to hit it decently this year at the Arnold Classic with his twisted abs and thigh shot. I mean, Derek has really shallow abs and his quads are not his strongest body part, but at least he has small waist and like flaring lats, so his silhouette looks better. But as far as the details in the quads and the abs, Nick is definitely better. So this one is a toss-up. To be honest, I think it's all about whether Nick actually managed to get his midsection smaller. If his waist is actually smaller and his quads are bigger, I can see him beating Derek in this one. But if he looks the way he looked at the New York Pro or similar to that, then I see Derek winning this one. And let's end this with the most muscular shot. As you guys know, Derek is not looking his absolute best in this one. It's not his strongest pose. Nick, however, absolutely dominates this one, and I gotta give this one to Nick. So overall, as you guys can see, you know, even though Derek is the favorite on paper, and even though he most likely is going to win, if you go pose for pose, you will see that it's actually pretty freaking close. And what's gonna make this comparison, this show, very interesting is also the fact that, and I know this for a fact, Nick doesn't like Derek. I don't know if Derek likes Nick, probably not, but I know for a fact, because I read a DM, that Nick doesn't like Derek at all. I mean, him as a person. So I would like to see a little bit more back and forth before this show, a little bit of a rivalry going on. It would make things a little bit more fun, but for me personally, just knowing that Nick doesn't like Derek, it's gonna make things more interesting. So, once again, guys, it's close in my opinion. It's not as clear-cut as some of you think. It's not like, yeah, Derek won the Mr. Olympia, won the Arnold Classic this year, so he's going to win this show as well. No. Nick is bringing something crazy this year. He's coming back. He has a lot to prove. He wants to be at his absolute maximum, and I think that Nick at his best can beat pretty much everyone. I think it's a very, very dangerous package, and at this show I have Nick actually winning. I'm not saying that's necessarily going to be the case, but that's what I believe. Whatever you guys think, tell me down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, guys, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. All the best, and bye-bye.